Matthew McConaughey, congrats on the kids' book. And I've got to say, the first Australian reviews are in. My 5-year-old loved it, and so did I. It's brilliant.
Yes, thank you. So good to hear that. That's what I was hoping, that it'd be a conversation that kids would love and the parents would love, and, you know, did some adult themes for kids, and I kind of packaged them in a way that make them digestible and fun with kids. It rhymes, it's got pictures, but it's things that I think about daily in life as well.
Just because I let go doesn't mean that I stopped climbing.
The book is called Just Because, a lyrical tale and a collection of life lessons that begin each with, you guessed it, just because. Hey, didn't this come to you in a dream?
Yeah. On lucky night, I dreamed a song, and this was one of those lucky nights. And I sort of had this ditty. I didn't know it was a children's book. I thought it was a Bob Dylan rap. Just because they threw the dart doesn't mean it's stuck. Just because I've got skills don't mean there is no luck. And then I woke up, and as you do when you have a good dream, right? You try to keep the rhythm. You don't want to break the rhythm of that dream. And I started writing, and I wrote for 4 hours. And after I looked at it, I was like, I think this is a nice little ditty, but I also think it'd be a good children's book. And there it is.
It's pretty philosophical for a kid's book. It's got some pretty big lessons about the duality of emotions. Is that the sort of stuff that you teach your kids?
Try to. I mean, it's the stuff I'm trying to learn still in my life. I think it's the stuff a lot of us adults are trying to learn. I just wanted to package it in a way that was digestible for younger people. Kids are so much taught these days that more and more that they need to be absolute about how they feel. And, you know, I've had my kids go, I'm confused. I'm really excited about what I'm about to do, but I'm also really nervous. Is that okay to feel both those? And I'm like, yes, that's actually more like life, you know? And they're like, well, do you get nervous? I go, I get nervous all the time. And if I go to work and I'm not nervous, that means I'm probably not really prepared the right way to go to work. I want to be a little bit nervous and excited. And it's okay to have dueling feelings like that in life.
Matthew has clearly harnessed his emotions well in his 30-plus year career. From his breakout role as a stoner in the early 90s hit Dazed and Confused.
You just gotta keep living, man. L-I-V-I-N.
To what was labelled a reconnaissance around a decade ago, which saw commercial and critical praise cemented by his Best Actor win at the 2014 Oscars.
All right.
I say just keep living, huh? Thank you.
Few have managed to carve out such a stellar and even interstellar career and look as though they've had a hell of a time doing it.
But I think I see a lot of lawbreakers up in this house tonight.
Life isn't black and white, is it? The good stuff, the fun stuff, happens in the grey parts in the middle.
I would even argue that the gray's not gray. The gray's actually all the colors thrown into one. I don't even that it's really the fun of the real truth. You don't need to be absolute about every single thing. There's poetry to live in, and part of that's the contradictions. Understand that once you know their contradiction, there's something much more valuable, and that's a paradox, and that's where life dances.
McConaughey has 3 children with wife Camilla, including eldest son Levi, who at 15 has recently joined Instagram. Your oldest son Levi just got Instagram. You made him wait until he was 15, which I kind of think is pretty cool, because kids here are getting social media as young as 9.
Yep.
What is it that worries you the most about social media and kids?
Identity. Look, these are obviously formative years where we're trying to figure out who the hell we are. And usually we figure out who we are by learning who we're not first. So it's hard enough to do it when you've got a secure family that loves you, when you got good friends, you got a good community and support group. Well, it's really hard if you're exporting versions of yourself and stories of yourself, and you're allowing thousands of strangers to tell you who you are or who you're not by a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And it's the first time in history that we've had something where the ability to create something, shoot it out into the world, and then just wait and see what they all think of it. And if they all come back with yay, we go have a good day. If they all come back with no, we have a bad day. Well, who we are and what our days okay or not should not be relying on a bunch of strangers' opinion. To rely on that many strangers who may not have your best interest in mind for your own identity is a very, very hairy thing and dangerous thing for kids to do. And that's what happens in social media.
I don't know about you, but I did some pretty dumb stuff when I was a kid, and I don't think I would have survived if TikTok was around.
I don't know. Mine were wild too. I would have gotten away with a lot less. You know? Yeah. You know, the other hazard with social media is kids and adults. We wake up and the first thought is, what can I do today to be a good post? Rather than, what do I want to do today? And then while I'm doing it, go, oh, this would be cool to share. It should be, I think, the second way. What do we want to do? What do we enjoy doing? What do we love doing? What do we need to do? And then while we're doing it, go, this would be a cool thing to share. Rather than waking up going, what can I do to possibly please the rest of the world?
You've put pen to paper twice now. Surely you've thought about how your own story ends.
I don't think about endings, though. I really don't. If you know from my writings and perspective, it's not even an intellectual exercise. I just don't really think about endings. I project well into the future. I do think about legacy. What am I going to leave? What are my kids going to be like? What am I going to leave behind? And things like that. But I don't ever really see an ending in it. At least I hope not.
Well, this has been a bit of a fairy tale for me. Matthew McConaughey, thank you so much for chatting.
Hope you enjoy it, Australia.